As a researcher who has spent years studying aging and sleep patterns, I can tell you something that may surprise you. At Harvard Medical School, a recent study revealed that more than 7 out of 10 adults over the age of 60 wake up at least twice each night to urinate. That number is far higher than most people imagine. And here is the unsettling truth. It is not always because the bladder is weak. Often, it is a hidden shift inside the body that very few seniors are ever told about. The consequences are far from simple. Interrupted sleep leads to fatigue, memory decline, and a higher risk of falls during the night. In fact, some researchers even link frequent nighttime urination to a shorter lifespan because the body loses its chance to repair itself during deep sleep. Today, I am going to show you a remarkable yet simple discovery. It is not a drug or a costly medical device. Instead, it is one small change in what you eat at night. This food, already present in many kitchens, has been shown to calm the bladder, reduce unnecessary signals, and support longer, deeper sleep. Before we begin, I would like to hear from you. Where are you watching this video, and what time is it right now? Please leave a comment below. I would love to read your thoughts. And if you enjoy this video, do not forget to like and subscribe so you never miss another science-backed solution designed for seniors like you. When we look closely at why nighttime urination becomes more common after the age of 60, the answers are not random. At Harvard Medical School, researchers observed a key hormone called vasopressin. In younger adults, this hormone naturally rises at night. Its job is to tell the kidneys to slow down urine production so the bladder can stay quiet for 6 or 7 hours. But with age, the body makes less vasopressin. Without it, the kidneys continue filtering at the same pace even while you sleep. That means the bladder fills faster and your brain is forced to wake you up often before you are ready. Another factor uncovered in the studies is bladder sensitivity. In younger years, the bladder can hold 12 to 16 ounces of fluid before sending a strong urge signal. In older adults, that capacity may shrink to just 5 or 6 ounces. Imagine half a cup of water being enough to trigger your brain. This constant signaling is why so many seniors feel they must get up multiple times even when the bladder is far from full. Add to this the slower efficiency of the kidneys themselves. With time, their ability to balance fluids softens. The same glass of water that felt harmless at age 40 can create extra pressure at age 70. It is not a disease, but a shift in the body's rhythm. And once we understand these changes, we can begin to support the system with smarter choices instead of simply accepting poor sleep as normal aging. For generations in India, families have quietly passed down a piece of advice that never appeared in medical textbooks, but survived through word of mouth. Grandmothers told their daughters, and those daughters told their children. The advice was simple: use a small amount of sage in the evening, and the body will rest more peacefully. At first, it sounds like nothing more than folklore. But when you watch how elders live with this habit, the results speak louder than any theory. Nights are calmer, the urge to run to the bathroom is less frequent, and mornings begin with more energy. Sage, known as salvia in botanical language, is an herb with a gentle fragrance and a long history in both Indian and Mediterranean kitchens. Unlike heavy spices that heat up the body, sage works like a natural calming agent. It contains plant compounds that relax smooth muscles, including those that surround the bladder. When the bladder wall is calmer, it does not send urgent signals for every small drop of fluid. Instead, it waits until it is truly ready, which gives you more uninterrupted hours of sleep. Another benefit of sage is how it interacts with the nervous system. Many elders describe their minds as restless at night, replaying memories, worries, and thoughts. Sage has been used in traditional teas because it helps quiet those racing thoughts. The mild oils inside sage leaves support the natural rhythm of brain chemicals like acetylcholine and GABA, which are closely tied to memory, relaxation, and sleep. This means sage is not just soothing the bladder, it is also calming the mind, making it easier to drift into deep rest. In Indian villages, it is common to see older women keeping a small pouch of dried sage leaves in the kitchen shelf. They might add 2 or 3 leaves into warm water after dinner, sipping it slowly while talking with family. Some chew a single fresh leaf after the evening meal, believing it cleanses the mouth and prepares the body for rest. What seems like a small ritual has actually been protecting sleep for countless seniors. Take, for example, a retired schoolteacher in Pune. She once complained of waking up 3 times every night, her sleep so broken that she felt dizzy each morning. A neighbor suggested she steep sage leaves in warm water instead of her usual masala chai at 9 o'clock. Within a week, she noticed something new. Instead of rising at 1 a.m., she slept until nearly 4 a.m. By the second week, she often slept 6 hours straight. She said, "I never thought a simple leaf could do what tablets could not." Sage is not limited to tea. In some households, elders sprinkle a small pinch of ground sage onto their dinner vegetables. Others mix it into light soups, giving the meal both flavor and calmness. The key is moderation. Just a few leaves or half a teaspoon of dried sage is enough. Too much can feel bitter or heavy, but the right amount blends naturally with food. What makes this tradition powerful is its balance. It is not about denying yourself water or cutting out favorite meals. It is about adding one gentle helper that aligns with the body's natural needs after 60. By calming the bladder, easing digestion, and relaxing the mind, sage gives back something priceless, the chance to sleep without interruption. So when you think of miracle cures, remember they are not always locked away in laboratories. Sometimes they are growing quietly in the corner of a garden, waiting to be noticed again. For many Indian families, sage has been that quiet miracle for generations. And now it may be the missing piece for you too. Now that we understand why sage has been trusted for generations, the next question is simple. How should you use it to get the best results? The truth is timing and portion make all the difference. Sage is not meant to be taken in large amounts, and it is not meant to be consumed at random hours. When used with care, even a small quantity can bring powerful relief. The ideal time to enjoy sage is in the evening, about 1 hour before going to bed. By this point, the body has already finished most of the heavy work of digestion. This gives sage space to work gently on the bladder and the nervous system. Imagine preparing the house before sleep. You dim the lights, you lock the doors, and you let the home grow quiet. Sage acts like that final preparation for the body, creating an inner calm that lasts through the night. For most elders, half a teaspoon of dried sage leaves is enough. You can steep them in a cup of warm water for 5 to 7 minutes, then sip slowly. The warmth helps relax the stomach and bladder, while the mild aroma soothes the mind. Some prefer using 2 or 3 fresh leaves if they are available. If the flavor feels strong at first, you can add a drop of honey, but avoid mixing with milk late at night since extra liquid or dairy can disturb the bladder. Another method is adding a small pinch of sage to light dinner dishes. Sprinkle it onto cooked vegetables or stir gently into a bowl of soup. Think of it as a seasoning rather than a main ingredient. The goal is to let it blend with food without overwhelming your taste. This way, you receive the benefits in a natural, balanced form. It is important to remember that more is not better. Taking large amounts of sage may create dryness in the mouth or a heavy feeling in the stomach. Just a modest portion is enough to calm the bladder. Consistency is what matters. Using a small amount every night for 2 or 3 weeks gives the body time to adjust, and that is when many seniors begin noticing fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom. Let me share one more image with you. Picture a man in his late 60s in Texas, finishing dinner around 7. Instead of coffee or tea, he prepares a small mug of sage infusion. By the time he goes to bed at 9:30, his bladder is calm, his mind is relaxed, and he sleeps through until morning without interruption. The habit is simple, but the change is profound. So when you bring sage into your nightly routine, think of it as a gentle companion. Not a medicine, not a burden, but a friend that prepares your body for the rest it deserves. And by keeping the dose small and the timing steady, you may find that peaceful nights return sooner than you thought possible. When most people first hear about sage, they think only of its effect on the bladder. But once elders begin using it consistently, they often notice other changes that feel just as valuable. These benefits are not loud or dramatic. They are quiet, steady shifts that improve the rhythm of daily life. One of the first effects many seniors report is clearer memory. Sage contains natural compounds that support the brain's chemical balance. By gently influencing acetylcholine, a key messenger for learning and recall, sage helps the mind stay sharper. Elders who once misplaced small items or forgot names find that their memory feels steadier. In fact, many traditional healers in India have long recommended sage tea not only for sleep, but also for focus during prayer or study. Another unexpected gift of sage is its ability to calm inflammation. As we grow older, joints and muscles often carry hidden irritation. This does not always show up as severe pain, but it creates stiffness and fatigue. Sage has mild anti-inflammatory oils that soothe this background irritation. A grandmother in Kerala once described it perfectly. She said, "My knees did not feel younger, but they felt lighter." That lightness gave her the confidence to walk to the temple without hesitation. Sage can also support digestion. Many seniors complain of bloating or heaviness after dinner, which in turn pushes against the bladder. A small cup of sage infusion relaxes the stomach, reduces gas, and allows food to move more smoothly. When the stomach is calm, the bladder feels less pressure and sleep comes more easily. There is also the effect on blood sugar balance. While sage is not a replacement for medicine, some studies and traditions suggest it helps the body process glucose more steadily. For elders living with mild diabetes or pre-diabetes, this gentle support can reduce late-night thirst, which is another hidden trigger for waking up. By stabilizing energy, sage contributes to both better sleep and smoother mornings. Finally, there is the emotional side. Many seniors in both America and India describe nighttime as the loneliest part of the day. The house grows quiet. Thoughts become heavy and worries about health or family often surface. Drinking a small, fragrant cup of sage tea becomes more than a habit. It becomes a ritual of comfort. The aroma itself signals the mind to let go of tension. The warm liquid feels like reassurance. And the act of sitting down calmly tells the heart it is time to rest. So while sage may first enter your life as a simple answer to nighttime urination, it soon reveals a wider gift. It sharpens the mind, soothes the body, calms digestion, balances energy, and eases emotional restlessness. Each of these effects alone would be valuable. Together, they weave a stronger safety net for healthy aging. And sometimes it is not the grand promises of medicine that change our nights, but the quiet work of a humble leaf. Let me bring this knowledge closer to life with real stories. In Texas, an older gentleman named Robert had been waking up 3 or 4 times every single night. He tried cutting water after 6, avoiding soup, even changing his mattress. Nothing seemed to work. One evening, during a visit to his daughter's home, he was offered a cup of sage tea instead of his usual coffee. Out of respect, he accepted. That night, for the first time in months, he slept 5 hours without interruption. Surprised, he continued the habit for 2 weeks. By the end of the month, his nightly bathroom visits had dropped to just 1. Robert said, "It felt like my body finally remembered how to rest." A similar story comes from Pune in India. 70-year-old Shalini had always trusted home remedies more than tablets. Her granddaughter suggested trying sage after reading about its calming effect. At first, Shalini doubted it, but she replaced her late-night ginger tea with a small sage infusion. Within days, she noticed her mornings felt different. No more dragging herself out of bed. No more heavy eyes. She laughed and told her friends, the secret was not less water, not more medicine, but one simple leaf my grandmother once mentioned. These stories highlight an important truth. Solutions for aging do not always come from a prescription bottle. Sometimes they come from traditions that were quietly protecting health for centuries. When elders in America and India both describe the same calm after using sage, it shows us that the body responds to care in universal ways. So whether you live in a busy city apartment in New York or a quiet lane in Kerala, the message is the same. A gentle cup of sage before bed may be all you need to reclaim your nights, and with them your mornings full of light. While sage itself can bring remarkable comfort, pairing it with a few simple daily habits makes the results even stronger. Think of it as giving your body extra support the way a gentle hand steadies you as you walk down the steps. Small adjustments done consistently can transform restless nights into peaceful ones. The first tip is evening movement. Many elders spend long hours sitting after dinner watching television or talking with family. But when the legs stay still, fluid tends to collect in the lower tissues. Later, as you lie down, this fluid shifts back toward the kidneys, creating more urine during the night. A short 10-minute walk in the evening, even just pacing around the house or courtyard, helps release this fluid earlier. The result is less pressure on the bladder while you sleep. The second tip is posture. Most seniors are used to sleeping flat on their back with a thick pillow. But this can press on the bladder and disturb digestion. Try lying on your left side with a medium pillow under your head and another small one between your knees. This position improves circulation, eases abdominal pressure, and allows the bladder to stay calmer. Many elders report fewer false alarms just by changing how they sleep. Another overlooked detail is clothing and room temperature. Heavy pajamas and thick blankets may seem comforting, but they often overheat the body. Heat increases sweating, which in turn triggers thirst and pushes the kidneys to make more urine. Instead, wear loose cotton clothes and keep the room airy. A fan or slightly open window can maintain a gentle breeze. The body rests better in a cooler environment and the bladder produces fewer interruptions. Breathing also plays a role. Before bed, spend 5 minutes sitting quietly, placing one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Breathe slowly in through the nose, then out through the mouth. This calms the nervous system and reduces unnecessary bladder signals. Some elders add a light belly massage in a clockwise direction, which relaxes the lower abdomen. Combined with sage tea, this routine prepares both mind and body for a deeper rest. Finally, pay attention to evening meals. Salty foods, spicy pickles, and late-night fruits like watermelon or oranges increase bladder sensitivity. By keeping dinner light and finishing at least 2 hours before bed, you allow digestion to settle and leave more space for calm sleep. Sage blends beautifully with this rhythm, acting as the final touch to a balanced evening. These steps may sound small, but together they create a strong foundation. Sage calms the bladder movement, clears excess fluid posture, eases pressure, cool air soothes the body, and breathing quiets the mind. Each habit supports the other, building a routine that guides your nights back toward peace. And when practiced with patience, the difference is not just in how you sleep, but in how you wake refreshed, steady, and ready to enjoy the day. Even with sage and supportive habits, one mistake can undo much of your progress. That mistake often comes from the foods we choose in the evening. Some items, though healthy in the daytime, become quiet troublemakers at night. Knowing what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to add. Let us begin with watery fruits. Watermelon, oranges, grapes, and even cucumber slices may seem light, but they are loaded with fluids. When eaten close to bedtime, these fluids collect in the bladder and trigger signals before the body is ready to wake. Many elders in India grew up believing that a plate of fruit after dinner was the healthiest choice. In truth, the timing matters more than the food itself. Fruits like these are best enjoyed in the morning or early afternoon when the body can process them fully. Next are salty or heavily seasoned dishes. Papads, pickles, and richly spiced curries often lead to intense thirst. To quench that thirst, seniors drink extra water after dinner, unknowingly setting themselves up for multiple trips to the bathroom. The salt also makes the body hold on to water, creating more work for the kidneys at night. A simple solution is to keep evening meals mild, leaving stronger flavors for lunchtime. Caffeine is another hidden disruptor. Many people think only of coffee, but tea, chocolate, and even some pain relievers contain caffeine. This stimulant not only keeps the mind alert, but also acts as a diuretic, pushing the kidneys to make more urine. Drinking a cup of chai or hot chocolate at 9 o'clock may feel comforting, but for the bladder, it is an invitation to stay busy through the night. Replacing these drinks with sage tea gives both body and mind a chance to rest. Late-night dairy can also be tricky. A glass of milk is a tradition in many homes believed to calm the nerves. Yet for some elders, milk increases mucus bloating and even light indigestion. This extra pressure on the abdomen can irritate the bladder. If milk is important to you, try taking it earlier in the evening and in small amounts rather than right before bed. Finally, avoid combining heavy meals with late desserts. Cakes, sweets, or ice cream not only add sugar that excites the body, but also bring excess fluid and fat that take hours to digest. The stomach works overtime, pressing against the bladder, and the sleep cycle is broken again. Choosing lighter, balanced dinners frees the body to focus on healing during the night. So while sage acts as a friend to your sleep, these foods can become the uninvited guests that disturb the party. By keeping them away from your evenings, you give sage the chance to do its best work. And what you gain is more than just fewer bathroom trips. You gain peace of mind, steady mornings, and the quiet joy of knowing that your choices truly shape your nights. As we come to the close of this journey, let us pause and reflect on the quiet lessons we have uncovered together. Nighttime urination is not simply a part of aging that must be endured. It is a signal from the body, a message asking for balance and care. By listening closely, we find that solutions can be gentle, natural, and already within our reach. We have seen how sage, a humble herb passed down through generations in India and valued in kitchens across the world, carries a special gift. Just a few leaves in the evening paired with a lighter dinner calm the bladder and soothe the mind. The result is more than sleep. It is the return of mornings filled with energy, sharper memory, steadier steps, and a heart that feels at peace. Add to this a short evening walk, a cooler bedroom, and mindful breathing, and you create a routine that supports not just the bladder, but the whole body. The truth is, miracles are rarely loud. They live in the ordinary, waiting for us to notice. One pinch of sage, one wise choice at dinner, one decision to avoid late-night tea or heavy food, each small act adds up. And slowly, the nights that once felt broken begin to stretch into peaceful hours. So I invite you, dear friend, to take this message and make it your own. Try it tonight. Sprinkle a little sage on your dinner or sip a warm cup of sage tea after the meal. Watch how your body responds. Observe how your mornings feel. And please share your experience with us. Where are you watching this video? What time is it right now? Have you tried sage and did it change your sleep? Your words may encourage another elder quietly searching for hope just as you were. Before we part, let me ask you for one small favor. If this video brought you comfort or new understanding, press the like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you never miss another message crafted with care for seniors like you. Share this with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who wakes at night. In doing so, you give them not just advice, but the gift of restful sleep. And now, my wish for you. May your nights be calm. May your mornings be full of light, and may each day ahead remind you that health can still be gentle, simple, and within reach.